Hello, this is a battle on the French Tier 3 Premium French tank destroyer. It's a very good tank destroyer for its tier because basically of its very good gun and excellent view range. Now in this particular battle, even though it's top tier, it's actually fighting against some tier 3 and especially some tier 2 tanks. The FCM PAK is actually a little bit wasted because on a city map it doesn't actually have the great distances that can make the most of its view range and powerful gun. Also, the FCM PAK is a little bit slow, so it's not really suitable to surroundings such as a built up city, and it can't really relocate very quickly. However, in this game I want to show that even despite this, the slow movement and the lack of agility of this tank, is actually possible to do well. Now in this particular battle, the start is fairly promising for the team, leading 2-1 already. That's about a minute into the game or so, so that's a good start. And as you can see, I'm actually taking position in probably the best place for the FCM PAK on this game, that is basically looking down the very long railway, basically waiting to spot any enemy tank approaching the base from this side. And I can actually do that thanks to the binoculars and the camo net, which basically means that I spot enemies well before they can spot me, and sometimes I can even fire at them and still not be spotted. Anyway, as I try to look to find a kind of a bit of a better position, I can actually see that the battle is actually not going that well. We finally have one first sight, in fact there's two there, and you can see how precise this gun is. We damage one, the other one is not to be seen, so I'll make a move to try and get a bit nearer and see if I can spot the other one. But in the meantime, the tally has actually got much worse, and on the right flank of the map, as you can see there's a build-up of enemies, and it looks like whoever is holding that corner is gonna disappear very soon. In fact, that's what happens. So I've got to basically make back to the base, and because it's the same as the Matilda basically, when a tank is so slow, you've got to try and anticipate the development of the battle. You've got to really keep an eye on the minimap in order to make the most of the little time that you have available to reposition yourself. And look at the tally, I mean it's 7-11. It looks like the game is lost. You can see enemies approaching our base, they're very near, and there's basically only an artillery tank which will disappear very quickly and is gone, and then there's a cruiser there sort of hiding behind the church. But here we go, and this is where you can appreciate the FCM PAK gun. 2 destroyed in one go. 3 and 4. Now in the space of about 20 seconds, 25 seconds, we've restored a little bit of order in the battle. Now we have this T-45 to deal with. The cruiser is keeping it at bay, and this is where the T-46 makes a mistake. He's emptied his magazine onto the cruiser when the cruiser was already dead, and therefore he had to reload just as I appeared from round the corner, and I destroyed it. However, it's not so good because I'm the only survival, and although I've killed 5, I still have 2 enemies to go, one of which, the Cruiser 4, can actually be deadly for me because I've already lost half of my HP, which means that with the Cruiser, if he has a pom-pom gun, it's enough for him to just unleash his 4 shots onto me and I'm dead. what would you do in this situation? Some people might just sit at the base and kind of wait for the enemy, and I actually think that because of my superior view range, I should actually go and hunt them, even though I'm very, very slow. Because if they come towards me, it's very likely that I will spot them before they spot me, and I can then make the most of the gun without giving up too much of my weak point, which is the slow speed and the basically complete lack of agility for this tank. I mean, I can't turn the tank very quickly anyway, so my best bet is to engage them at a distance. If I was to sit at the base waiting for them to arrive, there is a chance that they might actually pop up from behind me or beside me before I can spot them, and I wouldn't have enough time to turn my tank around to try and hit them. So the best thing to do is to actually try and keep as much of an open space in front of you, hoping that in the meantime tanks don't, can you see how I'm looking at the side, the enemy tanks don't pop up just from just around the corner, but at least going down this particular lane I actually have a clear line of sight right up to the bottom of the map. So if they actually are going to come anywhere from that side of the map, I have a good chance of seeing them. Anyway, I'll fast forward this a bit, and we now come to the point where we are approaching the base. I have a feeling one of them is there, if at least perhaps the artillery, because I noticed that on their tally none of them has done any kills. So it's possible that it could be away from keyboard perhaps, or they're simply a bit shy. So I go and look for one, and there it is, and that really looks like AFK to me. So one shot and he's gone with 2 shots. Only one to go. Artillery, I'm actually expecting it to be maybe coming towards me. It's possible from that end, and yet I turn around this corner and there he is, actually facing me. And I'm very, very lucky, because I could have actually been destroyed there by that shot, and luckily I wasn't. Total 7 kills. So this is proof that when you've got a good gun and good view range, you actually do have a strong advantage. Thank you for watching.